Goodness gracious. I don't even know. Oh, fuck. I forgot to turn on my screen recorder. Okay. Let's do that. Quick. There we go. Okay. Oh, recording isn't working. Lovely. Let's try that again. WinG record. There we go. Okay, now it's working. So hello, I'm Silas, and today I'm gonna draw stuff. I don't really know what the stuff is going to be or what I'm going to do. I just kind of have this little mock set up because I haven't done something creative in a while, and I wanted to do that because I'm just so special. I'm just so cool. I just need to be validated. So, gonna draw and talk about stuff. Cool stuff too. This isn't gonna be boring, because that would be lame if I made a boring video. I hope my mic's working. I'm seeing the waveforms and they're not too terribly large, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Probably should have figured out what I was going to draw, what I was gonna do, but then again, I didn't really plan very far into this, so we're just gonna go right ahead and get into it, I guess. So maybe this will just be, you know, some video and some audio and just a little speed run of me doing a sketch of some kind, something that maybe I'll put on the internet somewhere, probably on my Instagram. Who knows? But let's start by thinking of what we're gonna draw. And what I'm gonna draw is just a disgusting, horrendous little self-portrait of myself. So let's get started on that. Because that'll be a nice little, you know, it can be like a little icon. It'll make a nice little something, nice little thing for me to do, and for me to put into this space for you. I should probably have a webcam going as well. That would have required an extra 2 minutes of setup, and I'm already recording my screen and my voice on another system. Camera I didn't really have to worry about because it's running on a different thing. This is not nearly hideous enough. Let's raise the stakes a little more. Probably shouldn't talk about the drawing too much since this might end up getting sped up or something. Probably sped up to fit the 20 minutes roughly that I have to record. So let's just get into it. Get into maybe some thoughts. That's maybe what I'll do, is I'll talk about my feelings and what's been going on in my life. I can use this as a little outlet, a little therapy session perhaps. Yeah, so I'll just talk about art stuff that's interesting. Any of you familiar with the artist Teeth Meat? They have been going through some stuff recently, going through some issues with art theft and issues with just all types of things on their Instagram page, which I think is unwarranted. I think that they receive more criticism than they should, and maybe that's because of a bias towards people with edgy art blogs which they're self-admitted to, and they also sort of patented, at least in the Instagram scene. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. This is going to be just horrendous to edit, probably, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll never use this footage and it'll just get buried under a pile of things that I never finished because I'm a big cool dude, big interesting fellow. What else is interesting? I don't really know. I'm not really an interesting fellow. I just kind of sit in a bed and drink sody pops and stuff. You might be asking, what's the point of this video? Why are you making this? Why are you using bandwidth to house this on something if you ever upload it? Because, for some reason you're just sunk to that level of unintelligence where you think that that's a reasonable thing to do, is to upload this. Show some friends in a Discord server too, and then they all think that you're some kind of person. I wish I could make my camera setup look nicer. I didn't think far enough ahead into this. But yeah, so that was the fun segment where I still haven't come up with a concept for this yet, or what it's gonna be, or why I'm doing it even. But I went through all the trouble of setting it up. Might as well do something with it, This is a nice little self-portrait. This is a pleasant fellow, Very, spitting image kind of character. Let's maybe make that a fully fleshed out thing, and it can be forcing this eye sort of up and out in a way that isn't too pleasant. Some clear stress lines, show that this really isn't a very enjoyable thing. Because what about this should be enjoyable? It's just content produced shamelessly out of a place of stuff, a place of things. This is a good drawing though so far. I'm a fan. I'm enjoying this piece, this artistic thing that I've done. Spent years, learning things about art just to make this little character, this little goofy goober. I don't really have much to say, but now I can, at the very least, I'm encouraging myself to draw, which is nice. I've been sort of uninspired as of recent, what with the old constant anxiety, that beast. We've all been there. We've all sat under layers of blankets on an 80-degree day. I'm receiving a text message. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. I'm receiving many texts from family members about employment, which I'm seeking, a job, in hopes that, I can make some money and do something worthwhile with my life and just as a person. So I've been receiving a lot of text messages from family that is also wary that I'm gonna just become a NEET, just some kind of very beta, unemployable piece of shit, which I don't think is gonna happen. I would hope not. I think that I'm somewhat charming, somewhat interesting. I'm a fun guy. I'm an interesting character. I mean, look at this. Look at when's the last time you saw something like this? Probably scrolling through the dark web, maybe. For you free freakazoids out there, welcome to the cool thing. And then that's the whole video, and then I show it to my parents, and I say, see, look at this thing I did. I competently strung together audio and video in a way that maybe wasn't incredibly transformative, but I taught myself how to do it on my own. This is something I can turn into a career, perhaps, if I work at it, if I put a lot of effort into learning it. And then they can say that I'm just wasting my time sitting in front of a computer all day when I could be working. And look at these other people. They all have jobs, and I saw this person, and they're working now. So why aren't you? And I can say, I'm trying. I'm working on it. I'm doing my best, but my best isn't really worth it, because it's not that it isn't worth it, but it's not good enough, because clearly it's not because of a more intense job market or anything. It's my fault, because I did other things. I didn't join any clubs when I was in high school, and that's why I like art. That's why I'm wasting my time with learning how to do something, when your parents say that to you specifically, and you say, Mom, Pa, I'm trying my darndest. Yeah, how about that? Am I right? How about that wacky, crazy scenario we all find ourselves in at some point, where you're just really unprepared for real life. Crazy stuff, ain't it? Crazy stuff. This is coming together nicely. I'm enjoying how this looks. I'm just kind of, I don't know, is this good? Is this good to just, I should put some music on through my headphones. That was one of the things I was going to do. There we go. I don't know if that's gonna pick up on the recording. Hopefully not. I'm just listening to some music to help settle myself. It's some sort of lo-fi hip-hop type of thing where you have a young, lower testosterone man who can sing in a high-pitched voice, but in a more masculine way, so that it sort of appeals to a more maybe not heteronormative, maybe some weird inverse of that, where it's it's a man's voice, but it's singing in a effeminate way almost. It's very Shiloh-esque. Not that I love Shiloh. I like, these are things I enjoy. That's why I comment on them, so that I can highlight things that I've noticed. Maybe others have not. Is it kind of a waste of my time? I would say yes, most definitely. And I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, that's kind of all there is to that statement then. Moving on. This has been some babblings of me, an individual. So I think I'm gonna stop that, maybe? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah, no, maybe I won't wrap this up quite yet. But maybe soon. You know, I can work on this drawing for however long it takes. You know, it's not incredibly, I can speed it up. I can adjust the speed of this recording of the drawing. But I'm trying to figure out if my ramblings are maybe more cathartic or therapeutic or something. I'm trying to figure out where that comes in. This isn't too incredibly marketable, I don't think. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing this. I don't know how many interesting talking points I have, you know. I haven't lived too terribly much of like a life to where I can give adequate advice. I mean, you know, that'd be neat if I could. I don't like that color. That's better. Lighter. But yeah. Sort of the sense of it all, ain't it? You know? You're working on these things, you're trying to improve yourself. And then sometimes you gotta stop and listen to your mouth for a while. You have to listen to yourself babble and kind of say a bunch of nonsense with really bad equipment, so that way it's not really taken seriously. And maybe if it's not taken too seriously, you don't have to worry about people, you know, asking why you're doing this when it's something that doesn't really seem to matter, you know. Not like this is inconsequential, but it's just something that you do and you kind of just work, you know, you work on something. And now, while you're working on it, you have all these thoughts, and instead of them just going in and out, you know, sort of through your head and not stopping, and you're not thinking about any of it, you're just kind of thinking aloud to yourself. But now I can record it because, you know, sometimes you just need to broadcast your thoughts and just how you feel when you work, so that way you feel accomplished, I guess. So that way you feel like you've done something worthwhile. And then later, when you've thought long and hard about all these things, gotten down to the base of whether or not there's a reason that you're doing it, and realize that it's all just kind of a rushed decision, and you didn't think of any talking points, and this is kind of how you sporadically jump from one thing to another as frequently as possible. Yeah, that's what this is. Just some babblings by a fool who's sad indefinitely. That's the title of the video. Okay, I'll end it there.